My thoughts on RoyalUp. I'm not a huge fan of it only because I think a lot of people assume that if there's a RoyalUp opportunity, that means, ooh, there must be cabins to upgrade to. Not necessarily. It's a fallback feature for Royal Caribbean that if people cancel at the last minute, they can fill in those rooms with RoyalUp. Um, to be honest with you, there's nothing wrong with doing it. I just hope that you understand when you're doing RoyalUp and you're bidding for a stateroom upgrade, there's no actual guarantee, or that doesn't actually mean that there's a room to upgrade to. So when you're doing RoyalUp, my advice is be very aware of the fact that there may not actually be a room upgrade. If it is accepted, then it's binding. You can't back out of it. You don't get to pick the room location. So as long as you're okay with all those things, sure, it's fine. But yeah, 6 days till Navigator. Are AirTags allowed? Yeah, absolutely. I didn't. I actually ordered AirTags for this particular cruise. They didn't arrive in time, unfortunately, so I wasn't able to use them. But from what I understand from a lot of other people, they work. But remember, AirTags are not GPS. They need an iPhone nearby in order to work. So if you're expecting like a real-time tracking, it's not quite like that, but it is better than nothing. But there's absolutely no reason that AirTags are not allowed. What's the latest update on COVID testing? No changes in the policy yet. As you're all very aware, last week, the CDC dropped the COVID-19 program for cruise ships, and many people were excited. Perhaps this might mean a change in protocols, like perhaps testing, like perhaps vaccine requirements, but nothing has changed yet, Michaela. And anybody's going to be asking me this question at least 75 times during this live broadcast, which is fine. I'm used to getting the same question asked a lot. But the answer is nothing's changed yet. So we'll wait and see. I've not heard anything one way or another, Michaela. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. Do they offer a military veteran discount? Yeah, there is one. It's not offered all the time and on all sailings, but they do occasionally have one. So whenever you're booking JG, you want to let your travel agent know that you are active or retired military, and they can look to see if there's any discounts available. It's not an across the board thing, but it is offered a fair amount. So it's always good to be able to mention that in there. The ultimate dining package, yay or nay? It will, on the plus side, the yay reason to get it is it will absolutely save you money. I mean, you're definitely going to be saving money with an ultimate dining package compared to, you try to eat the same amount of restaurants and paying a la carte. I mean, it is a no doubt slam dunk money saver. However, it is a lot of food. I mean, depending on how long your cruise is, I feel like after like 3 or 4 days of it, you kind of are thinking in the back of your mind, boy, I just want to go like the Windjammer tonight for dinner. I really want a whole shebang kind of a meal. And it definitely, food fatigue is a thing, Tatiana, with the dining package there. Now, that's not a bad problem to have necessarily, but I think some people may say, oh, you just don't want to eat in that many restaurants for that long, especially on like a 7-night cruise or longer. And the downside may be that, if you don't go there, if you say, no, forget it, we're just going to go to the Windjammer, well, you're wasting your credits. You're wasting the value of the dining package. So, was the food good in the main dining room? Yeah, I ate there twice on my 8-night cruise. I love the food in the dining room. Brian, like all restaurants, whether dining room, Chili's down the street, specialty dining, right? Some food is better than others. Some food you're gonna be like, wow, that's really good. Some food you're gonna eat and be like, hey, you know what? It's not bad. But the food is good. I love the main dining room. I think it's vastly underrated, quite frankly. I think a lot of people assume they need to do specialty dining, but you totally don't need to do that if you don't want to. Do you have any input on Chef's Table and Taste of Royal? Yes, I've done both. Chef's Table is great. If you're a foodie, like you really consider yourself a foodie, Chef's Table is amazing. I mean, it is a curated meal. It's an incredible thing, but it is not for the picky eaters out there. So I would recommend that if you're a foodie. Taste of Royal is great as long as, again, you're not too picky. Not because you're a foodie, but because it's a fixed menu. So, if you're okay with shellfish and some meat and a couple other items, it's great because it gives you the best of many different restaurants. When I did it, which was, I believe, last year, I went into it and I finally tried it and I liked it, but I don't eat shellfish. And at least 2 of the dishes had shellfish. Now, I was lucky the crew was able to accommodate me, but that's not usually the policy. So something to keep an eye on over there. So on Wonder of the Seas on New Year's Eve 2022, do you know if they do anything special on New Year's Eve? Yes. It's basically a giant party. So there'll be like, if you want the Times Square party, it'll be on the promenade. If you want party, they'll have a club party. Basically, a lot of different venues will have special events on board for New Year's Eve to celebrate, of course, the change to midnight. In addition to that, you'll have a special menu in the main dining room. In addition to that, there will be I had another point I was going to make. Parties. Oh, there will also be in some places opportunities to rent, as in pay for reserved seating. So you don't have to go elbow to elbow with everybody. So depends on the ship. But yes, it's gonna be one giant party. Is it easier to carry your luggage on and off the ship? Absolutely not. No. And I see some people doing this, Shonda, and I just want to shake them and say, "What are you doing?" I mean, listen, if you're by yourself and you have like one bag, cool. Obviously that's the way to do it. But if you're a family, no, it's way easier to let them deliver it for you. But I got time to drag it upstairs and just have it with you. No, I say give it to the porters on when you check in, and then when on the last morning, have a porter bring your luggage with you. You got to tip them a couple dollars. It's like nothing, so worth it. Absolutely worth. I think it's worth it every single time. Just you're on vacation, enjoy yourself, but don't be straining yourself. What happens if it rains during Perfect Day CocoCay? Well, it depends if there's lightning. Rain, nothing happens. If there's lightning, then they'll shut down things like the water park and the pools. But it's a temporary thing, and they'll wait for the storm to pass, and it usually does because the Caribbean storms move by very quickly, and then it's back to partying. So, how nice does an adult need to dress for formal night? Is it nice polo and nice jeans, or what's standard? There is a great question, and there really isn't a standard because they don't enforce the rule. My good friend Don Goldstein is in the chat. He is retired Coast Guard. Don, thank you for your service. He wears his full military dress uniform. That is awesome. Every time you see it, it's an eye grabber. It's amazing. It's wonderful. I usually wear a suit on formal night. Not usually a tie. It depends on the suit I have, but I'll do that. But you can totally wear just polo and nice jeans because they don't really enforce any of the rules there. It's more of a suggestion than anything else. Can one person in a cabin get an alcohol package, the other person get a soft drink, or do both have to get booze? You can do the first one. So if one person gets the alcohol package, the other adults, by the way, this rule does not apply to kids, but the other adult in the room can get the Royal Refreshment package, which is the non-alcoholic package. Glenn, you have to call Royal Caribbean for that. Let them know what you want to do. And yeah. How's the Wi-Fi on Mariner? Is it anywhere close to Oasis Conquest? Absolutely not. No, nothing like that. But it wasn't as bad as I remember, Carrie. When I was on Mariner last year, it was terrible. It was like the worst in the entire fleet. But it was pretty usable. I mean, you're not gonna stream anything on there, but for checking the internet, you're good to go. We're cruising this Friday. Any chance of overwater cabana price dropping? No. Unfortunately not. No, the pricing has gotten crazy, Jane, and it's because somebody's booked. I'm not paying for. I have booked plenty of floating cabanas at CocoCay. I have never paid $3,000. That's nuts. That is insane. That is the cost of a new cruise in almost everybody. So, yeah, no, that's I think the chances of it dropping, Jane, are extremely low. You never know, but yeah. What do you like better, Symphony or Odyssey? I'd probably pick Odyssey. And I love Symphony. I have nothing against Symphony. Please do not think, oh, I shouldn't book Symphony. I should have canceled. Honey, that guy looks like Brad Pitt on the internet where he said we should go on Symphony. Cancel it. No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that if I had the choice today, right now, I'd pick Odyssey. But it's just newer. There's some newer concepts. I love the new Giovanni's Telling kitchen on there. So it's like little things, playmakers. I like their location better than on Symphony. But if I had to go on Symphony tomorrow, I would not complain one bit, and I would not think twice, like, oh, I should have booked Odyssey. Not like that. But personally, since you asked, I prefer Odyssey right now. Can non-potty trained kids use the pool when using a swim diaper going on Harmony? No. So that's a great question because there is a lot of misinformation out there. The policy is no. If they're not potty trained, regardless of what diaper they got on, they're not allowed there's no diapers allowed, swim or otherwise, in the regular pools. They are allowed, Justine, in the splash pad area. So if the ship, not all ships have it, but if the ship you're going on has a splashaway bay and there is a specific splash pad for toddlers, they're allowed in there. But otherwise, they're absolutely not allowed in the main pool with any kind of diaper, swim or otherwise. In CocoCay, which has a pool, that is allowed in there. But the cruise ship, no. Appreciate all of you here. Thank you so much for joining us here on YouTube. Check us out again next Monday. Until then, have a great week, everybody. Stay safe out there. Do something fun. That's always important as well. And we'll talk again very soon right here on the YouTube. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.